I put money over God. I put money over God. And these are the things that happened to me. These are the things that I had to realize. See, 3 days ago, I had posted a video how we shouldn't idolize money, or we shouldn't stress about money. And I'm not going to lie to you, it blew up in like 3 days. So we have like 300K views right now. And people are telling me, Nate, I have bills to pay. Nate, I have families to feed. I have all these things going on. And I'm not saying quit working. I'm not saying stop working. I'm not saying stop working overtime. At the end of the day, get to your bag. Get to where you need to get to. But let me give you a little backstory on me and what do I mean by idolizing money. I always dreamed of becoming a better person. I always dreamed of getting so much money. So, I would seek more money than seeking God. As much as I was putting into work, as much as I was grinding, I also left out God. I wasn't reading God's word. I wasn't, praying to him every single day. I wasn't having that time with my one-on-one relationship with God. I forgot about God because all I was focused on was becoming a better person. All I was focusing on was getting a lot of money, making 20K months, making 30K months. I wasn't worried about anything else but the money. You guys see it. Like when it comes to social media, so much stuff when it comes to the rich lifestyle, when it comes to living in Miami, when it comes to living in New York and the high rise, riding in a Maybach, all of these stuff are promoted. It is meant for us to compare with these people. And then, like I said, put money over God, put money over everything. Now pay your bills. Remember, like I said, pay what you need to pay off. But remember, you have to be content with everything that you have now if you want to get more, while also having a stable relationship with God. While you're working, in your job, make sure you're giving God time. Make sure you're praying to God. But let's get into a couple things that happened to me and what I realized. Chasing money led me to emptiness. As much as I love money and as much as I love spending money, as much as I love traveling, I realized that, I was chasing this feeling of trying to get to a higher position, of trying to get to the bag. And I realized I still felt empty. Because I'm going to tell you this, as much money as you can get, you're still going to feel like you don't belong. You're still going to feel like something's missing. Like, what can I do now? I have the money, I have the clothes, I have the shoes. I traveled. What else can I do? And I had to realize that there is more to life than just money. You have to make sure that you're actually building this relationship with God, because when you idolize money, it leads you to brokenness. It leads you to hurt. It leads you to all of these negative things because you're putting money as a God. So I had to make sure that I wasn't chasing money, but I was chasing God, because when I started to chase God, I started to realize that the money came naturally. But what also built for me was my mentality, my emotions, my spiritual life with God. All of these things built because I was building that intimate relationship with God and I wasn't chasing money no more. So you see, when you chase money, yes, you can get better financially, and yes, you can be in a nice house in a nice building like this. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a part of you that still feels empty and you still want the answer to something. And for me, that was chasing God. I had to chase God because I can have the money, yet I still needed a relationship with God. The next thing was I was dreaming about becoming a better person. And I was telling myself that I will become a better person. Yet there were so many bad habits that I was doing that was holding me down. If we read the word and we're actually living for God, there's certain things that we have to cut out. There are certain things that we shouldn't be doing, or we should try to do better on. When it comes to temptation, when it comes to sin, yes, I know all of us are going to fall down at times. Yes, I know no one is perfect. But at the end of the day, there were certain habits that were keeping me broke. For example, I was chasing validation. For example, I was, lusting. For example, there's so many greed. I was a greedy man. Once I get money, I wanted more money. And once I got more money, I wanted even more money. So there's so many things that were tying me down. And I had to realize, man, if I don't read my word and I don't stay in prayer and I don't build discipline, what makes you think I can get to that better aspect of me? What makes you think I can get to that better reality of me, yet I'm still holding on to the same bad habits? And one thing I realized about my relationship right now is, if I'm not willing to let go of something that's harming me, then I can never grow. Then I can never see change. And I know a lot of people are going to say, man, Nate, it's hard. But you have to be uncomfortable in the moment so you can be comfortable later on. So that was the biggest lesson I had to learn, was make sure I'm building discipline when it comes to me and God's relationship, and letting go of the mindset where, okay, if I keep sinning and I keep chasing money, I'm going to get to a better aspect because I'm only chasing money. No, I have to build discipline. I have to flee from temptation. And also, like I said, build my financial, build my mentality, build my spiritual relationship with God, and everything else will align. The next thing, and I got into this, I was ungrateful. I was working at Chuck E. Cheese and I was, getting paid. But what I realized in certain aspects as I was growing is I was ungrateful for the opportunities that I had because I was begging for a job for almost a year and a half and I couldn't get a job. And then once I got Chuck E. Cheese, man, I was so happy. And then I forgot because I was only getting paid, like, I want to say $800 sometimes, maybe $600. And I was kind of like, man, like, what is this, you know? And if God can give you little and you're ungrateful, why would he give you big? So that's something I had to realize. I had to be grateful for the money that I was making in the current moment, even if it wasn't a lot of money. And when I was grateful, and like I said, I was keeping that balanced relationship with God, and I was taking care of everything that I needed to take care of, stuff started to align naturally. I started to put some money to the side. I started to invest some money. I started to make it back because now I was being grateful and God was giving me more. Just being ungrateful can sometimes lead us to our downfall because right now you might have so many blessings around you and you might not even realize it because you're so focused on the future you. You're so focused on who you can become when you're not content with what you have right now. The next thing, I did not have discipline, or I did not know how to handle my money because I wanted to show off. You guys know, if you start making money, you start feeling yourself a little bit. So you're kind of like, yeah, I gotta go flashy. I gotta pop it on these people. And at the end of the day, when you seek validation, people really don't care about you. People come and go all the time. So you chasing money and then you chasing validation, that's not going to get you nowhere. You're blowing your money on clothes. You're blowing your money on trips, maybe. You're blowing your money on all these things for other people to see. And then I had to realize, man, what am I doing? We can even say, hey, when it comes to girls, sometimes a lot of us, we want to impress the ladies. We want to take her out to Ruth Chris. We want to take her out to Whoopty Whoop. But at the end of the day, if we know we're not really having like that, we have to be disciplined. We have to make sure we are managing our money well. And see, that's why when I built my relationship with God, I learned that I had to be disciplined when it comes to my mentality, but also when it comes to my financial, also when it comes to my spiritual relationship with God. So that built me into the man I am today. And that's why I say, man, chasing your relationship goes hand to hand when it comes to, becoming better financially, building that relationship, having that balance. This is the stuff that's going to get you to a higher position because God teaches you how to build discipline. God teaches you how to be grateful. God teaches you how to have faith even when times are hard. And the next thing I wanted to get into is realizing that the fame, the cars, the shoes, the money, all of that is temporary. It comes and goes. I can't take this with me when I pass away. I can't take this with me when I die because when I die, I'm gone. I can't take the car. I can't take this MacBook that I have right here. I can't take my camera that I have right here because at the end of the day, it's all temporary. So I had to realize my life was more on the impact that I had with people around me and also my relationship with God. Once I realized it was more the impact that I had on myself, the impact that I had around me and my relationship, I started to be more content with my situation. I started to be more content in Christ because I realized there's so much more to life. Man, do you know how much messages I get every single day of how I change people's lives, on how I help so many people out? Man, I love that more than money. I love that more than cars. I love that more than shoes because I want to change somebody's life. I want to show them that there's so much more to life if you just chase God. If you're lonely right now, I want you to go to God. If you're crying right now, I want you to go to God. If you don't have the answers figured out right now, I want you to go to God because God is going to be the one that's going to get you in a better position. God is going to be the one that's going to guide you to a better financial position, to a better mental position, and all these other aspects. If you put God first and you strive for God and you build that relationship with him, you're going to realize how much more there is to life. You're going to realize the potential you have. You're going to realize how much you can grow. But it all comes with building that relationship with God. It all comes with giving that time to God. The moment I gave my time to God and the moment I devoted myself to God, I became successful in so many aspects. And that's why I say, man, don't chase money. Realize that money is temporary. Realize that money is a piece of paper and it can only get you so far. But God can get you so much further. God can get you to so many better positions. God can open so many doors for you, but you just have to chase him instead of chasing money. I love you guys, and my name is Nate Yaps. I hope you guys enjoy my content. I post motivation content. I post faith-based content. And I also teach people on how to become content creators and how to build multiple streams of income when it comes to making content, making videos, how to land brand deals, how to land sponsorship deals, how to monetize their accounts. If this is something you always wanted to do, I want you to click in the link in the description below. I created something called the Creator's Blueprint where I teach you guys how to do this. If this is something you guys are interested in, man, I want y'all to tap in. Other than that, I'm going to see y'all in the next video.